13 U.S. senators have urged the government of Cameroon and armed separatists to engage in a genuinely inclusive dialogue towards resolving the 4-year socio-political crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. The senators made the call in a resolution introduced Tuesday, September 8. They are of the opinion that the international community must do more to speak out against the atrocities committed in the regions and engage the parties involved to pursue an inclusive and constructive path towards bringing back peace and stability. The senators disclosed the Congress' commitment to working with the Cameroonian people to put an end to the violence and human rights violation and supporting the reconciliation, development and humanitarian efforts. As such, they came up with a number of provisions in the resolution, including encouraging all parties of the crisis in the country to conclude and uphold an immediate ceasefire, guarantee unfettered humanitarian access and assistance to the northwest and southwest regions, exercise restraint and ensure that political protests are peaceful, establish a credible process for an inclusive dialogue that includes all relevant stakeholders to achieve a sustainable political resolution that respects the rights and freedoms of all the people of Cameroon. Thus, this is not the first time the U.S. Congress speaks out on the crisis that is rocking the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon for close to 4 years today. The divisional officer of Lukonje Ocean Division South Region of Cameroon, Franck Derlin Eyono Ebanga, 30, accused of shooting to death his girlfriend Julien Taba, 23, last July, has been transferred to other duties, barely 2 months after his appointment. The decree instructed his transfer was signed Wednesday, September 9, by the President of the Republic, Paul Biya. Franck Derlin has been replaced by Christian Séraphin Manga, Administrative Officer, previously First Assistant Senior Divisional Officer of Bafia in the Central Region of Cameroon. Accused of allegedly shooting to death the young Julien Taba on the 25th of July at his residence in Kribi, Franck Derlin Oyondo was arrested and detained by the Kribi Gendarmerie Brigade, and investigations opened to determine the real cause of her death. Over a month after, nothing has been said on the case. The young Julien was buried on August 29, with the family swearing to make everything possible for justice to take its course on their daughter's killer. It is worth noting that Franck Derlin Oyondo Ebanga did not make up to 2 months as divisional officer of Lukonje. The civil administrator was installed on July 11 after serving as first assistant at the SDO's office in Kribi from October 2017 to June 2020. Liberia's President George Weah on Wednesday called for tougher laws to combat what he said was an epidemic of rape and mostly children and young girls. Addressing a conference on the subject, where Weah said stronger measures were needed against crimes such as rape, child marriage, and female genital mutilation, among others. The conference should look at the best ways to tackle the problem, whether by toughening existing laws or developing preventive policies. Weah's comments came after a surge in sexual violence in the country that brought women on the streets in protest. 2 weeks ago, thousands marched in protest across the country and for 3 days running in the capital, Monrovia, to draw attention to the alarming rate of rape cases. The high rates of rape in the poor West African region forced to contend both with war and Ebola virus in recent years has been a long-standing concern. A UN report in 2016 recorded 803 rape cases over the previous year and denounced the fact that perpetrators often went unpunished despite many being known to their victims. It was the resulting sense of impunity and the legacy of the 40-year civil war between 1989 to 2003, when rape was commonplace, that had created the current problem, it said. Also, attending Wednesday conference in Monrovia was Weah's predecessor as President, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, as well as UN representatives, women groups, and traditional chiefs.